Coach Craig Kenneth, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about grow together or grow apart. Today, I want to share with you guys the importance of growing together with your partner. Relationships need constant attention, and if you don't continually invest in it, you slowly become more and more distant from your partner. Now, what happens is, if we're not attentive to our partner and our partner's needs, they'll start to feel disconnected. At that point, it will trigger anxiety. What will happen in a lot of cases is the anxious person will then reach out to try and get attention from us. If they don't get the attention that they need, it could lead them to pushing for that attention even more. If that doesn't happen, then they're likely to have a meltdown and they'll be upset. They'll start to turn away, like, oh, you don't care about me anyway. And then you know that big emotional meltdown that happens. You know the meltdowns that I'm talking about, where someone becomes, and it may be you in the relationship, the person that is feeling the anxiety just goes into this irrational meltdown of emotions, and it's biologically triggered. You know what I mean? It's hardwired into us to feel separation anxiety. And they'll say things like, I hate you, you don't love me, you don't care about me, you don't even listen to me. And that is because they're feeling disconnected from their partner. Because they reached out, the other person didn't make them feel loved, didn't make them feel connected, so it triggers their anxiety and they lose emotional self-control. Now, you might be the person that's experiencing the anxiety and having the meltdowns of the relationship. So, it's really important to be aware of your own attachment styles and how it's affecting your relationships. So, I got a really good email here from Al, and he says, "Hello, Craig. I really like how you look at things and see that you are very genuine. For that reason, I'm coming to you for help with my marriage. I found your work when my wife said she's ready for a divorce after 10 years. I have to admit, I really just thought about ending the marriage. However, I thought 10 years is a long time to throw away without making any effort to see if we can really fix things, but we keep discussing divorce." First of all, Al, let me thank you for the compliments, on my work and me being genuine. I am genuine. I really do all this to help people and help you guys have better relationships and better dating lives and hopefully better families. And, I'd love to see more and more families learn the skills to make their relationships work and thrive. So I appreciate your willingness to let me try and help you out here and believing in me. So the first thing that I would say to you guys is, if you're both serious about working on your marriage, I would highly suggest that you throw out the divorce word right now. The relationship needs safety. And neither one of you guys is going to feel safe if you're constantly talking about divorce as an option. So, what I would suggest to you is giving it 4 months. And because we're around the middle of August, I would say try and go through until the new year before you guys bring up any kind of divorce or bring that up again. Like, really commit to a relationship for a solid 4 months. And because we're, like I said, in the middle of August, 4 months from now would put us right around the Christmas time. Try and get through the holidays and then reevaluate in January and see if you guys can make things better for that time. Let me go on with the email. He said, we have had different work schedules for the past 2 years, and I think it's really hurting our relationship. She says we're growing apart. I try to be a good husband, but nothing I do seems to be good enough. She's constantly telling me I don't love her. I always tell her that I do. She says we don't do enough together, but I tell her we go out and do things about once a month. She gets angry at me if on my phone checking the scores of a game, she says things like, you care more about that score than you care about me. You may have heard that, guys, huh? The problem here is that she's feeling disconnected from you. She isn't feeling loved, and you're making it worse because you're arguing. You know, what you're doing is, and what a lot of guys do is, when someone says they have a problem, we try and use logic and reason to fix it. For example, she says we don't go out enough together, and instead of validating how she's feeling, you're saying, well, we go out once a month. That's not going to get you anywhere with a woman. What you need to do is say, well, let's go do something. I'd love to go do something with you. And then throw out some ideas or see if there's something she had in mind and go do it with her. I think what's going on here is you're not giving her enough quality time. Everyone has certain things that they need to feel from their partner to make them feel loved, and quality time is one of them. So she's saying, we don't go out together, so that tells me she wants quality time. Everybody has different things that make them feel loved. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the book, The 5 Love Languages. This talks about how there are generally 5 different areas that make another person feel loved. And these are the 5. Receiving gifts, physical touch, words of affirmation, acts of service, that would be like doing things for your partner, and quality time. I'll touch on these briefly. Receiving gifts, that's fairly obvious. You do things for them, you buy them gifts. That makes some people feel loved. Physical touch, pretty obvious. Some women, like to have their hair brushed, their back rubbed, maybe their back scratched, whatever it is. Everybody likes different things to make them feel loved as far as physical touch. Words of affirmation. That would be like, saying, honey, dinner was great. You're such an amazing cook. That makes some people feel really loved. Acts of service. Taking the trash out. Doing a chore for somebody. That makes them feel like, oh, they really care about me. He took the kids to school today. Quality time. That's what I think is going on in this particular case. His wife is not feeling that quality time of, let's go do something together. It's about being present with her when you do the quality time. It's not necessarily what you're doing, it's how you're doing it with them. So if you know your partner's love language and you know your own, it can help a relationship a lot because you can give your partner what you know they need, and you can ask your partner for what you need. That's called being an adult. Some people will say, well, he should know. No. If somebody says, he should know what I need, he should know what I want, that indicates to me an early developmental arrest. What does that mean? It means that they are arrested, they're stuck in an early childhood state where they want to be taken care of like a parent would take care of a child. Like, if you're a 2-year-old, you cannot ask for what you need or what you want. It's hard for you to express it. So, when somebody is assuming that you're supposed to know, that's telling me that there could be an early developmental arrest. Something happened in their early childhood, and they're kind of stuck in that phase. Because to be honest, that's not what an adult is supposed to do. Adults are supposed to be responsible for expressing what they need and how they feel to their partner. Hey, I'd really appreciate it if you could scratch my back tonight, or rub my back tonight. Or I would really appreciate it if we could go to a movie together this week. I've been really wanting to see this movie, and I love when we go to the movies together. Expressing what you need is acting like an adult. And when somebody is wanting you to intuit what that is, that's not a good sign. So, let's get back to where I was at here. Got a little bit off on a tangent there. I was talking about the 5 love languages and in relation to what's going on with this woman. I think she's feeling disconnected. And that is one of the main reasons that we fight, is feeling disconnected. It causes the anxiety, and then we do all these things. Because we're wanting to connect with our partner. That's really what this is all about, is wanting to create that connection again and not knowing how to do it. Some people just don't know how to do it. So they get even more anxious and they lose emotional self-control. Let me go on with his email. Al says, I know you cannot save a marriage based on just one email, but I know you could give me some steps on what to do next. Alright. That I can do. The first thing I'm going to recommend to you is the following 8 videos that I've done. I went through the list of the videos that I filmed currently. Obviously, you guys know I post videos Monday through Friday, so I'm going to have more to come. But these are 8 videos that I think would help you with your marriage. And guys, if you're having relationship issues with your wife, or could be your husband these days, I would suggest watching these 8 videos. You might want to get a pen and write these down. The real reason relationships fail. She wants you to hear her, not solve her problems. How to make your partner feel loved. What's an attachment style? Disconnection hurts. 3 ways we ruin relationships. The struggle of intimacy. And be her best option. I think watching those videos is going to give you a lot of insight into what's going on with you guys. It will help you make some immediate changes. Now, if she's receptive to the idea, I would highly recommend her watching those videos also. You could even watch them together and then talk about the video afterwards. The next thing I would suggest to you guys is trying to plan a fun day or activity together. Try and think of something that you both enjoy doing together. The day needs to focus on really being present with her. It's not so much about what you're doing, but being present with her during that time. That means looking at her in the eyes, holding her hands, making her laugh, listening to her, being emotionally attuned with her. You want romance to happen. I would also suggest you signing up for a Skype coaching with me after you've watched those videos and have gone on your date outing. You can tell me where you're at, what problems you see are going on, and what mistakes you've been making. I can help you process, everything. We can talk about how you're feeling, and we can kind of come up with a plan from there. The Skype coaching gives me a much better idea of what's going on with you guys. I can assess the situation and come up with a plan. We can look at your strengths, your weaknesses, everything that's going on. I've been a therapist since 2002, and now I'm doing the coaching online, so I'm here for you guys. The last thing I would suggest is looking into getting a marriage counselor. Now, personally, I would recommend somebody, a therapist, that is educated in attachment theory, imago therapy, object relations, or John Gottman's work. Those are some great theories and principles that will help you, and a therapist with an understanding in those areas, I think, is going to be stronger than a lot of the other theories out there. That's just my personal thoughts about it. Obviously, you might have your own, or want to try something different, but that would be my recommendation to you. So, if you like my video, put a like on there. It takes you 2 seconds. I appreciate that. Share your comments in the comment section below. I read them, and I do comment on there. If you take a look at my videos, you'll see that I do, and I do my best to get on there and comment and be active with you guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I post videos Monday through Friday, and when you want my help personally, go to my website, AskCraig.net. Sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I'm Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.